talking to each other for the last 2 years. When I review it and reread it, you said to me something that really stayed with me. You talked about your origins. You talked about that boy in a farm in Charlotte, Maryland. What is that? What part of that are you bringing to Congress?
I think we have a unique background that, we started really at the bottom. And, as you mentioned, growing up on a farm, a chicken farm, a hog farm, and then having that dream go bankrupt and lose everything from the farm to your home sets a reality that a lot of folks have some tough times. And what we can do in government is figure out how we can help those that are having the toughest times.
When you review the district you are getting into, how can you assure us that you're going to be for all the areas in the district?
No, that's a great question. It's such a different district from Montgomery versus the upper 4 counties. The most important thing is everything I've ever done in our life has been about taking care of the customer. And you do that by taking care of your team. And if you have a great team, we take care of the customer. And in this case, the customer is the voter. So we're going to have absolutely the best constituent services, and that needs to be focused where folks have the most challenges. And the most challenges are in the lower income areas, the disadvantaged areas in Montgomery County, and those upper counties where absolutely the incomes are across the board or lower, and they're being ravaged by opioids right now.
You are running for a Congress that is definitely divided.
Yeah.
How can you maneuver in a politically entrenched Congress, and what is that you bring in that perspective?
Yeah, we've got to realize that the gerrymandering has really polarized America. Everybody is hard on the left or they're hard on the right, and that is to everyone's disadvantage. We've got to bring people back toward the center and figure out how we focus working not as Democrats or Republicans, but working as Americans and focusing on what unites us. Because there's so much more that unites us than divides us.
They came here as children, most with no memory of the country they came from. They worked hard in school, grew up and got jobs, paid taxes, became doctors and lawyers and laborers and soldiers. They married and had kids of their own, believers in the American dream, who are living an American nightmare. As children, they never asked to come here. As hardworking Americans, they deserve to stay here.
It's just so wrong that these children, these Americans, are being part of political agendas by the Trump administration, and it has to end. They need to understand that America, we got where we are because of a land of immigrants. 40% of the Fortune 500 companies were started by immigrants or their direct children. Immigration and diversity and the inclusivity that only America has done throughout the world is what has made America such a great country. And at our company, we are like a United Nations. I mean, we realize that all the diverse views, bring unique perspectives, and that makes us stronger. I want to tell you about a boy named Ian. He was a good kid from a good home. He was also addicted to drugs. Ian tried to get clean. He tried hard, but his addiction to opioids was too powerful. He died last year from an overdose, alone, at the age of 24. Ian was my nephew, and like a son to me. Over 60,000 people died last year from opioids. In Congress, I'll fight to declare a fully funded national emergency, open more local treatment centers, and get insurance companies to pay for it. This is personal. But the other important priorities are long-term thinking. And first and most important long-term is education. We need to have education where everybody has the same opportunities. And that's not happening right now in the lower income areas in America, ages 1, 2, 3. They're not hearing the words that the higher income areas here, and that stops their ability to be able to read when it hits kindergarten, first, second, third grade. Universal pre-K has to happen immediately. It's not about talking about it. It just has to, all the science, all the statistics, crystal clear, that has to happen. And then we've got to figure out how to get college free. We can't have $1.5 trillion of student debt. That's wrong. So community college and trade schools, because a lot of folks want to be a plumber, want to be a mechanic, and those are awesome jobs. And we've got to figure out how to make that possible. The other important areas on long-term thinking about investment in health. And that's not been happening, of course. So you've got the opioids, you've got education, you've got investments in NIH, but at the end of the day, everybody needs jobs in healthcare. Everybody's got to have healthcare. And what's happening in the Trump administration is just taking us in the backwards direction. And it's unconscionable, it's intolerable, it's unacceptable.
David Trone, pleasure. Thank you very much, sir.
It's great to see you as always. Thank you again.